So I have this friend, and they're having some struggles, and I can't talk about those struggles, obviously, because I'm not here to talk about my friend's problem. I'm here to talk about the problem that they're facing, which happens to be very comparable for a lot of other people. And that's this exact problem. We live in a society that is built around expectations, obligations, and responsibilities. You have them from the time you are very, very young. If you think about it, you know what I'm talking about. You're basically born into this concept that you need to go to school, go to college, work really hard, make a lot of money, have a family and children, and be successful as other people have defined it based on their own lives. The problem I've always had with this, right, is that when I look at other people in their lives, none of them seem to be very happy. I'm not saying there aren't exceptions to this. I'm not saying there aren't people who are happy, but overall, as a whole, a lot of the people who've done these exact things don't seem to be all that happy with their lives. So, why exactly is society telling me that I should do the same thing? No, see, the truth is this: responsibility and obligation are yokes that not only, and yoke is a term for like the part of a cart, like a old fashioned, Oregon wagon type thing, um, that goes on to whatever oxen or horse or whatever beast of burden is carrying the load. The yoke is what transfers the weight to them from the cart. So responsibility and obligation weigh down on us as a yoke, right? It's a heavy weight upon our shoulders, and that burden doesn't go away until we get a break from it, which means we either happen to be one of the people who is capable of functioning in regular society, in which case we go throughout our day to day lives and eventually become caught up, ahead, whatever you want to call it. We get to a point where we just have figured out that we don't have to be behind on our responsibilities and things. And so we get ahead, right? We make the money we want to make, we accomplish the goals we want to make, or whatever, and then we relax. Unfortunately, for most people who go that route, that happens somewhere in their mid 30s or 40s, maybe 50s or 60s, depending on the person. For some people, it doesn't happen at all. Um, but this is the truth, and this is the thing that we need to acknowledge as a society and understand. Responsibility is not a natural part of life. If you grew up outside of society and outside of civilization, you would not experience responsibility in any way, shape, or form that is at all comparable to what you expect inside of society. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, or that society has messed up because it allows this or something of the sort. No, what I'm saying is that means that means we need to acknowledge this as a society, and then we need to decide if there are steps we can take to help rectify the way this yoke is weighing on people. Because it's okay that there's some responsibility and obligation in life. I guess we can't fix it, right? It's going to be there. But that yoke should rest gently on our shoulders and be age appropriate and be person specific and should weigh lightly for most people. Instead of right now, where it's more like having a spike collar that you're already wearing, and then the yoke goes on top of it and digs those spikes deeper and deeper into your skin. Because as long as you have those spikes there, you cannot heal and start to feel better. The only way to get better from that kind of injury is to remove the yoke, to remove the spikes, and then to heal fully before having any kind of yoke put back on you. And society doesn't offer that to people, not on its own. So maybe we should figure out a way to do it. Maybe we should figure out a way to help people in this particular regard. Maybe. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments.